Hi guys, so I'm going to read Fantastic Four number 39. So this is a Daredevil crossover. So a blind man shall lead them. The fabulous FF reach out in desperation, only to find a blind man shall lead them. Looks like we found them just in time. They couldn't have lasted much longer on the open sea. Take 'em to the infirmary. The medics are standing by to do what they can. Easy with 'em, mate. I'll lend you a hand. Oh, so they're Australian. Oh, okay, they're Australian. So Splendorious story by Stan Lee, delectable drawings by Jack Kirby, delicious delineation by Frank Ray, laconic lettering by Artie Simic. Last issue, we saw the FF narrowly escape to death on a lonely isle when a nuclear explosion occurred, while their deadly enemies, the Wingless Wizard, Sandman, the Trapster, and the Madame Medusa, who choose to call themselves the Frightful Four, escaped with seconds to spare. Reed, Ben, and Sue and Johnny took the full brunt of the explosion, protected only by Sue Storm's life-saving invisible force field. For more than 24 hours, the FF drift helplessly on the high seas, until a searching atomic sub finds them at last. One of the most startlingly different FF sagas you have ever read. Minutes later, they're suffering from extreme exposure and exhaustion. They need to complete rest and isolation. What happened to the Thing? He looks as human as anyone else. What power on earth could have possibly done this to the Fantastic Four? Although sleep comes at once to the FF, it is the tortured, nightmarish sleep of those who can never forget a terrible memory. Sue, Ben, Johnny! Look out! Look out for the bomb! It's about to explode! We've got to flee the island! Hurry! Into the ship! Hurry! It's too late! The Frightful Four has trapped us here! There's no escape! Your force field is our only hope, Sue. But can it protect us from the bomb? Richards, wake up, man! You're having a... Oh, so does a U.S. ship. Richards, wake up, man! You've been having a nightmare. You're safe aboard the U.S. nuclear sub Seahawk now. You're all safe. Safe? How can we be safe when we've changed so? Changed? The next morning. Say, Mr. Fantastic, would you stretch your arm to reach some food so's I can tell the other gobs I saw you do it? What's the matter? Did I say something wrong? Beat it, sailor. If you're looking for laughs, go tickle yourself. Sorry, Mr. Grimm. I didn't mean any harm. I know you didn't, sailor. We just ain't in the mood for clowning around right now. Then, when they're finally alone once more, one of us has got to say it. We've lost our powers. All of us. It's true. Reed, what do we do? Without our powers, we're nothing. I know it, Johnny, I know it. For the remainder of the voyage home, little is said among the four downhearted adventurers. There is little that can be said until they return to Reed's world-famous lab, each wrapped up in his own gloomy thoughts, each contemplating the future with grim foreboding. Who are you kidding? With all that research, there's no way for us to get our powers back, and you know it. Is it true, darling? Is the Fantastic Four finished? Forever? Not if I can help it, Sue. Why don't we just sit tight and give old Reed a chance? Finally, after days of preparation, they plunged into their most difficult project with savage desperation. The project they call Operation Artificial Powers. Reed, darling, it's impossible. You can't duplicate the fantastic powers we lost when the bomb's radiation affected us. I've got to do it. Sue, it's for our own protection. If our enemies ever learn what's happened to us, our lives won't be worth a nickel. It's still hard to believe that I used to look like this robot of the Thing. It's funny what a guy can get used to, Ben. I was beginning to think old Orange Skin was actually cute looking. Cut the conversation, all of you. Every minute counts. Johnny, ignite your suit. I gotta hand it to you, Reed. The flame jets in this outfit feel almost as good as my own natural flame used to feel. I'm not interested in your feelings, boy. Let me see your legs fly. Woo. I've never seen Reed so serious. Or so rough. I better buckle down. I can do it, but it feels kind of wobbly. I can't stay aloft. Look out. Ugh. Don't quit now, kid. We're not playing games now. Keep practicing. Till you get it. Your life may depend on it. Hey, Reed. What about me? Now let's see. What did I have in mind for you? Look, fella. You haven't rested for days. You can't keep driving yourself this way. Why don't you? No, we can't stop now. Grab that robot control. Manipulate it the way I tell you to. Okay, if you say so. Easy, easy. Don't jam the mechanism. Make believe you're actually him. Try to feel like the thing. Blast it, I'm no good at this kind of stuff. Well, start getting good, mister. You've got no choice. The entire idea of us using artificial means to duplicate our lost powers is a mad one. And yet, if anyone can pull it off, Reed can. And we all know it, sis. Hey, Reed, I forgot to stop the blame thing. What do I do now? Reverse the vector lever. Ben, listen to me, you clumsy bumbler. Give me that control. Crash. Now don't blow a gasket, Stretch. I did my best. But maybe you better hire a puppeteer. No. Only you could know what the thing would do under any given circumstance. It must be you who operates the robot. Okay, I'll keep practicing till I get it, which will probably be never. Maybe I've bitten off more than we can chew. Maybe it is an impossible plan. No, Reed, you mustn't say that. You're our strength, our courage. If you ever falter, then we have nothing. I don't know why Reed's so depressed, because, for the past, there was a time where, all Reed was thinking about, Mr. Fantastic was thinking about was, curing the thing. I don't know why he's so angry, because he was all about, curing the thing, a few issues ago, and now he's, all, angry that they don't have any powers or anything. So I don't know, but, well, I understand his motivations, but, it doesn't, for the thing, they could have addressed that, but, so, yeah, I don't know if I read Invisible Woman's dialogue. But here, I'll try the electro vibra suit you just designed for me. I've been studying the control buttons. Careful, darling. You're not spacing the impulses correctly. Smoother, do it smoother. I can still see you, but perhaps with more practice. Now try the artificial built-in force field. That's it. Now harder, harder. I can't. I have it set at maximum now. Oh, Reed, how can we ever hope to duplicate the power of nature? We can't, Sue, but we've got to find a way to imitate her enough to keep our enemies from suspecting how powerless we become. So it says they hated their powers and now they feel help. Okay, that makes sense. But sooner or later, the truth will leak out, and when it does, we'll be helpless. What a life. We first got our powers a few years ago, we hated them. And now, we feel naked and helpless without them. But now our scene changes as we visit an imperial castle in the heart of Latveria, a tiny kingdom nestled deep within the Bavarian Alps. Leave me. I have no desire for food now. Throw it to the pigs. As you wish, Excellency. And you, magician, stop your act. I have seen enough. I am no longer amused by your amateurish display of mediocrity. But, sire, I have not yet given my demonstration on the art of hypnotism. Hypnotism? Bah! Can such a petty talent impress Dr. Doom? The man who has defeated the Fantastic Four? As described in Fantastic Four Annual Number 2, the final victory of Dr. Doom, Stan. But finish your act, and then be gone. You begin to bore me. I shall demonstrate how easily a subject may be, Excellency. I do not understand. You are already under hypnosis. I can sense it. But wait. I seem to be dissolving the spell. You are coming out of it. A fog.
seems to be lifting from my brain. Slowly, memory is returning. That day, long months ago, when I battled Reed Richards. I remember it now. He tricked me. I didn't defeat him. He only hypnotized me to think I did, so that I'd never battle him again. Never such indignity has been heaped upon Doctor Doom. Only death can avenge this insult. The death of the Fantastic Four! To think it took a petty charlatan like you to free me from Richard's hypnotic spell. Ah, sire, in your gratitude, I trust you will reward your humble servant most generously. Gratitude? Such weak words are not for Doctor Doom. Here is your reward. Be grateful I do not put you to death for knowing how I've been tricked.
Without another word, the ominous figure, who is absolute ruler of his remote kingdom, enters a unique gyroscopic aircraft of his own design, and then...
Their plan was a brilliant one. If I thought I had defeated them, I would have never bothered to attack them again. Thus they were safe from me. Safe, that is, until now.
Our scene now shifts to a lonely warehouse in New York. The next morning, we find Matt Murdock, the well-known sightless attorney, cautiously entering. I don't understand. Why would the Fantastic Four ask me to meet them there? I've been their lawyer ever since Electro tried to take over their headquarters, but they never asked me to come to a place like this. We're in the back, Murdock. Follow my hand. It will lead you to us. So the events with Electro happened in Daredevil #2. I'm going to read that one day, so by Stan. Glad you could make it, Counselor. We've got to have something vitally important to discuss with you. They've changed. They think I don't note it, but I sense they are not the same. Look out, Ben! We almost collided there. Make your voice deeper when you use the audio projector. Reed, I'm getting the hang of it again. Blast it, I just can't make my voice sound like it used to. So he has a different voice. What voice would I do? I can say, blast it, I just can't make my voice sound like it used to. Keep trying, Ben. We all have to. Something terrible must have happened to them. Something terrible must have happened to them. They're in great danger. They need help. Now listen carefully, Murdock. There isn't much time. Whatever I tell you is confidential. If anything should happen to us, you have to be our power of attorney. I want to be sure that all my scientific notes are given to the government, and that the work of our charitable foundation will be continued. Of course. Mr. Murdock, or Mr. Richards, that's what he was talking about. Of course, Mr. Richards. But in the meantime, what sort of trouble are you in? Perhaps I can help. I appreciate your offer, Counselor, but we'll have to see it through by ourselves. But then suddenly, an explosion! Someone's attacking us! Murdock, this is no place for you. Try to escape. It isn't your problem. Whoever caused that explosion is just toying with us. It wasn't powerful enough to cause serious injury. Now we're being peppered with small stun blasts, just strong enough to keep us off balance. Ben, only the thing's strength can help us now. Ben, do you hear me? Yeah, shut up and let me concentrate. Who can it be, Ben? Who would attack us here? Well, when I find out, I'll let you know. Now run for cover when I hold this blame wall up. Wonderful. You sounded just... Okay, so I'll read that again. When I find out, I'll let you know. Now run for cover while I hold this blame wall up. Wonderful. You sounded just like the Thing. What did you expect me to sound like? Gomar Pyle? Can't hold it any longer. But unnoticed among the confusion and carnage, a new figure suddenly appears, where Matt Murdock's sightless lawyer has just stood. A lightning-fast change of clothes now reveals Daredevil, the man without fear. Something has happened to the FF. They've lost their natural powers.
I can help them more as Daredevil than as their lawyer now.
Although deprived of the gift of sight, the fearless adventurer's other senses are so highly developed that no living being has ever suspected that Daredevil is actually a blind man.
Ugh! That sound. The torch is hurt.
Spet! My flame's gone out. I can't. Hey, what?
Quiet. Don't struggle. I'll carry you out of harm's way.
Daredevil, I don't know where you came from, but you certainly are welcome. Or you are certainly are welcome.
You're being attacked. By whom?
Your guess is as good as mine, fella. But we better get out of here. If only there was more light so we could see.
There isn't time to hunt for a light source. Follow my voice. It'll lead you out. Come on.
Sue, Ben, Johnny, do as he says. Does he do it? How can we see he see in the dark when we can't? But guided by his infallible radar sense, Daredevil guides the valiant quartet out of the besieged warehouse. Then, gazing skyward, they suddenly discover,
I sense a source of almost unlimited power above us. An evil, uncontrollable force.
Look! Up there! Atop the Baxter building!
What can it be?
If it's what I think it is, our troubles are just beginning. You can say that again, Big Ben. It's an aircraft, more advanced than any in use of Earth today. It's either a ship from outer space or something equally dangerous, a product of the only other human brain capable of creating such a craft. The brain of Dr. Doom.
They finally realized who their attacker is. Good. Now I'll make sure that the world realizes it. There. In order for my triumph to be complete, it must be known who is smashing the FF. The Fantastic Four shall now die by the hand of Dr. Doom.
I was right. It is Doom. But how can we fight him? Now of all times. We're almost totally defenseless.
You won't stand alone. Daredevil will also fight at your side.
Glad to have you, pal. But it'll take a dozen like you to handle Dr. Doom. He's in our own headquarters. How can we get to him? But the events of the next few seconds answer Sue's storm. Instead of the FF getting to Dr. Doom, their armor-clad adversary brings the attack to them. The Fantastic Car! Operating by remote control! Disperse! He's using our own car as a weapon against us. Oh, that's Reed Richards talking. Disperse! He's using our own car as a weapon against us. Reed, don't sacrifice yourself! Get out of the way! Reed! Though the leader of the greatest superpowered group of all time stands helpless, and his three allies are likewise helpless to aid him, a sightless crusader with no power save his own ultra-keen senses and amazing athletic prowess leaps into action. Don't worry, Miss Storm. I'll get him out of the way. Oop! Thanks, fellow, that was quick thinking. But we've got a real battle on our hands now. The four of us have lost our powers, while Doom is more dangerous than ever because he's taken over our arsenal.
The Fantastic Four, with no superpowers. Then it's up to me to lead them in their fight against the most dangerous enemy of all.
And without warning, Dr. Doom strikes again. Look out! He's disengaging the FF car. Or F car. He's working each part separately. We can't move fast enough. Only Doom could have brushed past all my electronic defenses so easily to take over our arsenal of machines and weapons.
You can't, but Daredevil can.
Oh, so that's after... I'm sorry I'm screwing up so much. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, I'm really sorry. So I'm very sorry about that. But don't worry, Miss Storm.
I won't let that car hit you.
You seem to know from what direction it's coming, even before anyone can see it. It's almost uncanny.
She doesn't realize that I have the advantage over them. Being unable to see, my radar sense can detect approaching objects with the speed of thought.
Oh no! 2 cars are converging on Ben! He needs help! He'll be killed! Almost faster than the eye can follow, the man without fear drops his startled burden. spinning around and leaping towards the trapped Ben Grimm, as unerringly as a projectile. My only chance is to duck. No, the impact might still get you. Stand still, trust me. Made it! You're a pretty handy guy to have around in a pinch, pal. That's what I tell them down at the office. Now quick, back to the warehouse. We have to take cover. Reed, shouldn't we make it for the Baxter building instead? Not now, darling. Follow his lead. That's one fellow who knows what he's doing. Quickly, Doom is sending another section of the F-car after us. Woo. Gosh, sis, I'll say Daredevil knows what he's doing. Crash. Another second's delay might have been fatal. Bah! So long as they remain hidden within that building, I cannot see them. Yet one thing puzzles me. With all their awesome power, why do they not fight back? How can they hope to defeat me by fleeing? However, my first task is to bring them out into the open again. And Richard's supersonic air displacer vortex machine will do it for me. Fortunately, my intellect matches his own, which enables me to fathom his scientific devices as easily as if they were simple, childish toys. Thus, the powerful vortex ray, which can generate by the force of a dozen hurricanes, created by Mr. Fantastic as an aid in weather control, becomes a deadly weapon under the evil guidance of Dr. Doom. Roar! Within seconds, the condemned warehouse in which the FF and Daredevil had sought shelter becomes a mass of whirling brick and rubble. At a time like this, there's no substitute for vision. I know the building is being destroyed, but I cannot sense the means by which it is being done. The powerful air pressure, the flying debris, it means there's only one thing. Doom is using my vortex machine. We can't stay here. We have to separate. Good. That tells me what I wanted to know. Although lacking their fabulous superpowers, the valiant Fantastic Four, seasoned by countless epic battles, still maneuver and act with the speed and daring for which they are renowned. As for Daredevil, I don't know how you found your way through all that smoky rubble, but I'm sure glad we were able to follow you. Imagine his surprise if he knew a blind man had led him. We are in the clear now, but we can't stay together. Listen closely. There's no time for questions. Separate immediately. We'll each return to the Baxter building from a different direction. It's our only chance. Doom might be watching us right now. But what can the four of us do without our superpowers? You mean the five of us, Torch? Daredevil isn't deserting you now. Ready, Richards? Ready. Take care, my dearest. Don't lose your head. We'll win out somehow. Whether we do or not, darling. Remember how I love you. Let her go, Reed. Move. Move it. Come on, sis. Hearts and flowers won't stop Doom. Then Ben's warning comes not a second too soon. Scatter! Sis, follow me. I will, Johnny. The vortex is back. Vortex is back. This way, Daredevil, I have a plan. Tell me, quickly. Every second counts. We've got to smash Doom's weapons as he uses them. The others should be safe for now. I'm sure he's after me. I see what we need in front of a construction site across the street. If we can just make it. Here they are, gas cylinders, which are used to furnish accessory power. They'll do the trick. Gas cylinders. Against a deadly tornado vortex? How? Don't forget, the vortex is my creation. I know the elements of which it's composed. And gas is the only element that will shatter it. No more time. Throw it, now! Even without your fabled superpowers, I would never want to have you for an enemy, Richards. Boom. It worked. Hold your body limp. Relax, so no bones will be broken. But I see a way ahead of me. I'm a fool to advise you on such things. A fool you will never be, my friend. Had I myself created this rather obvious device, it would have been far more sophisticated, far more efficient.
However, even in its present cumbersome form, it shall serve my purpose admirably.
Daredevil, duck! One of my force beam missiles is coming towards us. It'll continue to blast us until something diverts it.
Thanks for the briefing, mister. My billy club will be diversion enough.
At the press of a button, a thin nylon cord whips out from the top of the famous weapon, forming itself into a lashing lariat.
Gounded by the sound of the projectile's jet engine, I couldn't miss if I wanted to.
Wit! It's unbelievable! You lassoed it in midair.
It would be more unbelievable if I'd missed. Now I'll just swing it in a wide arc before it breaks free of my lariat. There, it's finished.
Daredevil, for a fellow with no superpowers that I can tell, you're the most incredibly capable fighter that I know of. How?
It must be that four-leaf clover that I carry around. Now listen, I've got an idea. You'll have the better chance to make it to your HQ if I make Doom concentrate on me. So go to it, while I draw his fire.
Wait!
If we don't meet again, it was swell knowing you. You're a real fun group. The vortex is destroyed. Again they've escaped me, but they'll find another weapon to use against them. However, the main problem is still unsolved. Why do they keep fleeing? Why don't they attack? If I did not know better, I'd think they possess no superpowers with which to strike back at me. And that other, who fights with them, he seems to be the one who has taken the lead. But that is impossible. Or is it? It must be the answer. It's the only explanation. I've been suspecting a trick. I was too cautious to realize the obvious. The Fantastic Four are powerless. Now, all I need to do is focus Richard's own TV radar tracker components on each of them and pick them off effortlessly at my leisure. No, that will be too easy. I'll toy with them a little while longer. This is too glorious a situation. It must last as long as possible. I'll begin by hounding them with one of Richard's force beam projectiles. Once aimed at a human target, the victim's own heartbeat keeps it on course.
Doom doesn't waste any time. I hear an object hurtling towards me. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's not intended to increase my lifespan, so I better not hang around to meet it. Wow, I ducked just in time. It was some type of fragment grenade. I can hear the deadly sections flying off in all directions. It's no picnic being a sitting duck for a marksman like Dr. Doom. But it'll be great for my rep if I survive. I gotta keep drawing his fire long enough to give the FF a chance to come to grips with him. Although without their powers, I don't envy them in their coming battle. And Daredevil's risking his very life for us. I can't let him down by fumbling the ball now. I may have lost my stretching power, but I still have my brain, and no man is helpless while he can still think. It was easy to be a brave loudmouth when I had the Thing's strength. Now I'll see how good Ben Grimm is when the chips are down. Sit tight, sis. With all the cars in the street, maybe Doom won't spot us in this one. Even if we make it to the Baxter Building, we've no chance against Dr. Doom. And yet we've got to fight him, so long as we live. Which may be not much longer. There's the building, and here we go. And that's the end of the story. Or it's only 19 pages, okay. Powerless against the most ruthless villain of all time, the fabulous FF fight their most dangerous... Okay, yeah, that is the end of it, okay. Their most dangerous battle next-ish. Be sure to come early for a ringside seat. It'll be a sensation. So yeah, sorry about... I found that reading was kind of bad. I'm sorry about that, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.